In this video, we'll be taking a look at the new Nikon Z 28 to 400mm f4:8 VR, a high-magnification zoom lens compatible with the Nikon Z mount system. That's the latest addition to Nikon's range of lenses for the Z mount. It's a superzoom lens designed for full-frame cameras that extends from the wide angle well into the telephoto range. There are broader ranges available for APS-C, like the Tamron's 18 to 400mm f3.5 to 6.3. However, Nikon has pitched this as offering the highest zoom ratio in its class, and it is hard to think of another full-frame lens that covers such a wide angle. You can get the older Nikon F-mount 28 to 300mm f3.5 to 5.6 VR, but you'd need to use an FTZ adapter to use it with Z mount systems. It's older yet cheaper, but it still doesn't match the same broad range capabilities. A lens more closely matched is the Nikon Z 100 to 400mm f4.5 to 5.6 VRS, made by Nikon and for Z mount systems. However, this one is more expensive and still not as broad. Nikon's recently introduced Nikon Z 28 to 400mm f4:8 VR lens is a remarkable high-magnification zoom lens designed for the Nikon Z mount system. This lens has an impressive 14.3 times zoom range, making it incredibly versatile for various photography scenarios. It weighs only 725 grams, 1.6 pounds, and measuring 142 millimeters, 5.6 inches, in length. Although it's large, it's relatively lightweight for its size, making it easy to carry on extended trips. The optical features include optical stabilization, ensuring sharper images, especially when shooting at longer focal lengths, and a maximum magnification of 1/2.8 for close-up shots. The Nikon Z 28 to 400mm lens sits beside Nikon's existing superzoom lens, the Z 24 to 200mm f4 to 6.3 VR. It was released just a few weeks ago in March 2024 and priced at approximately $1,300. Many have been describing this as a versatile solution for travel, nature, and other photography genres. One thing you'll have to note is that this is a relatively long lens. When it's fully extended, it reaches 14.2 centimeters, about 5.59 inches without the camera. But on the flip side, it's surprisingly lightweight, weighing only 725 grams, which is even less than the Nikon Plina lens, that weighs almost a kilogram. So even though it's big, it's not necessarily hard to carry around. There's a locking switch on the lens, so you can lock it at 28 millimeters, which is good if you don't want to extend any more than that. However, there aren't really any other controls on the lens itself besides the control ring. You don't get a manual to autofocus switch nor the VR switch. So it's a relatively simple design on the outside. Despite its lack of buttons, it does have a nice feel to the lens, and you get some weather sealing and dust sealing around the lens mount. The autofocus is quite reliable on this lens as well, with it being smooth and quiet and able to compete with other lenses in its class. However, there are some complaints about it being a little slow when zooming out from the subject from the telephoto end. However, from 28mm zoom out, it seems to be much quicker. As we mentioned earlier, this has an f4 at 28mm and f8 at 400mm aperture range, which can make it a little more restrictive when shooting in darker settings. It would be better used in daytime outdoor scenarios. It's marketed for capturing superb wide shots of landscapes and cityscapes, but also closer shots for creative portraits of people or architectural details. The high zoom allows you to get close to shy wildlife in their natural habitats with a very smooth and clear image. The bokeh isn't bad either. There aren't many areas you can fault it when it comes to bokeh, but you can definitely experience better lenses for this, like the Nikon Plina, which can produce more rounded bokeh finishes. If you want to learn more about the Plina, you can check out our review of it here. The main talking point for this lens, of course, has to be that extensive zoom range. A focal length of 28 by 400 millimeters is enough for capturing a wide range of both close-up and distant images in stunning quality, making it very multifunctional and great for wildlife photography. The Nikon Z 28 to 400mm f4:8 VR is versatile to say the least, but if you're interested in exploring other options, here are some lenses that share similar characteristics. The Nikon Z 24 to 200mm f4 6.3 VR is another superzoom lens designed for the Nikon Z mount system. It offers a wide focal range, making it suitable for various photography scenarios. While the Nikon Z 28 to 400mm has a more extended telephoto reach, The Z24 to 200mm is a great all-around lens for travel and everyday use with an approximate price of $1,000, making it cheaper too. As we mentioned earlier, the Tamron 70 to 300mm f 4.5 to 6.3 Di3 is also another good option. Although not specifically designed for the Nikon Z mount, the Tamron 70 to 300mm lens can be used with Z mount cameras using an adapter. It provides a broad focal range from 70 to 300mm, making it a good choice for telephoto shots. It's also lightweight at only 545 grams and offers optical stabilization, and it's much cheaper at around $600. Another similar lens we mentioned earlier is the Nikon Z 100 to 400mm of 4.5 to 5.6 VRS. This lens offers exceptional telephoto capabilities and is part of Nikon's premium S-line lenses. However, it's not cheap at around $2,000, making it the most expensive on this list. To summarize, the Nikon 28 by 400mm lens is an excellent all-rounder that can produce stunning shots at both ends of the zoom range. It's great for those who want an all-in-one, mainly for outdoors and traveling. However, keep in mind it's not the best in low light, and it's a relatively large lens, as you would expect with such a long focal length. If you found this video useful, it would be a great help if you could like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in the next video.